beautiful situation. I keep saying I love Jahmyr Gibbs. It's a beautiful situation. But what do you always talk about? You talk about the fit. You guys are looking from the sense of the fit. Now, you watched last year that fit Jahmyr Gibbs had paused with the Detroit Lions. It worked to the tune of all the stats that you just
1,200 yards plus.
You just riddled off. But if you take Jahmyr Gibbs as he was last year, take him as he is this year, and you just throw him in the Buffalo Bills, how did Jahmyr Gibbs look with the Buffalo Bills?
He might look great.
I'm just asking, is it the same system? Is it the same things? Because remember when Tony Pollard was running behind Zeke, and he was the guy doing the secondary back stuff. He was a dynamic running back, catching the passes out of the backfield, doing the screens, doing the, getting outside the lines. He looked amazing. They get rid of Zeke and they make Tony Pollard the number one guy. All of a sudden, he doesn't look the same. And I think that's more so what you're waiting to see from Gibbs. Remember, even Christian McCaffrey. After Christian McCaffrey's first year, his second, third, it's like, is this guy a between the tackles guy? Is he every down running back guy? Is he like Reggie Bush? Where Reggie Bush really is better as a secondary running back? We'll figure it out. It took Christian McCaffrey a long time to get back to that. We're finding there are no questions. Christian McCaffrey is the back. Christian McCaffrey can run up the middle through the tackles and out to the side. I think with Jahmyr Gibbs, you're just still waiting to see, is he a one back or is he Tony Pollard with the Dallas Cowboys when they still had Zeke?
But don't you feel like, Bray, when you look at the Lions specifically, and you could have any running back on that list, doesn't Jahmyr Gibbs fit the Lions better
100%
than any other player on that list? And including a Bijan Robinson. And if the Lions had to do it all over again, and how many times do we say this? If you could redraft the draft, the idea that you would still take the same player is pretty darn good, because I would think Brad Holmes would do this 10 times out of 10. I know I would. I would pick Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson 10 times out of 10, specifically for this Detroit Lions offense.
I just want to remind everyone, all those numbers that Ryan gave you, they're not in 17 games. They're like in 12 games, because they didn't even use them the first 4 or 5 games. Right?
Yeah,
think about what he did.
Trying to figure,
think about what he did.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. He got better as the year went on. One mistake, NFC Championship, ran the wrong hole, and that was the end of it.
They're starting on the wrong side of the ball, too, so that play kind of was doomed from jump. But, you're right. Jahmyr Gibbs showed it, especially he ran between the tackles at the end of the season. He ran between the tackles in the playoffs. He's a dominant force, and you saw the last kind of 4 or 5 games of the season, he was the number one back for the Detroit Lions. David Montgomery started taking secondary carries and secondary touches. So we'll just see how it plays out this year. I'm interested to see, will they put him in as the number one back? Is he going between the tackles? Is he also going outside? How many touches is Jahmyr Gibbs going to get per game? That'll determine if he can move up this list and go to number one or stay floating around, kind of like an Alvin Kamara reign. Alvin Kamara is the guy who's made how many Pro Bowls? 4 or 5. How many times did Alvin Kamara rush for 1,000?
He didn't.
0 times. He's a special elite type of back, but he's a different type guy. Alvin Kamara in his younger years. He's not even on that list. Can you imagine Alvin Kamara in this system in his younger years, in his prime?
Oh, he'd have been
Once again, Alvin Kamara, kind of a system type player.